Good people, what is going on? It's been a while since I dropped a video on the YouTube channel, but I have been on YouTube. I've been doing weekly episodes at the Michigan Football at the Voice of College Football channel. I do that with my partner Dre and also Mark Rogers, who runs the channel. So it's been good. Do that every weekday, or I'm sorry, not every weekday, every Wednesday, 5:30 to 6:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And once the Michigan games start, we do a post game right after the game for about an hour. So I will drop a link in the description or somewhere of these little pop-up boxes, all that good stuff. But yeah, there's been a lot of talk kind of on the sports channels and the sports talk radio, basically about the same old stuff. The Lakers, what are they going to do? Where's Kevin Durant going to go? Who's the best trade partner? Blah, blah, blah. Russell Westbrook. Kind of all this stuff that's really not going to happen. Like, I don't think Kevin Durant's going to get traded. The Nets are basically going to make the asking price so high that no one is willing to do that. And for Russell Westbrook, the Lakers aren't willing to attach a first-round pick or a couple first-round picks to him while trading him. So I don't think he's going anywhere. Like, why would Brooklyn want Russell Westbrook? He's been playing pretty bad. So why would they want him? No, they don't want him. So I don't think anything's happening there. Oh, there's a gardener snake. But what I did want to do is have you call your shot. So college football season kicks off this month, a little bit later on this month. But call your shot. Who do you think is going to be in the Final Four? In no particular order. I will go first. The first team I will say that I think is going to be in the Final Four is going to be Alabama. I think the way last year ended, getting beat pretty handedly, pretty soundly by Georgia, is going to light a fire under that team and have them motivated and ready to roll. On top of that, they have also put together a really good recruiting class, and the guys that they brought in via transfer portal, I mean, some of the best talent in the transfer portal went to Alabama. So kind of putting all those things together, I think they're going to have a really good season. I think I'm not sure they'll be undefeated going into the SEC championship, just because it's just very difficult to do. Even in the championship years, I think there's only been like 1 or 2 years where that's happened. It's very difficult to do in the SEC, and really it's difficult to do in any conference, to just be undefeated. So I think they'll probably drop a game. The next team that I would say that I think will be in the college football playoff is Ohio State. I think they have kind of a similar motivating factor or motivational factor that Alabama does, with letting a potential trip to the college football playoff slip through your fingers by, number one, losing to Oregon early on and losing to your rival Michigan. And obviously the game is towards the end of the year, but I think Ohio State's going to be as motivated as they probably have ever been to beat Michigan. I'm sure they're going to want to embarrass Michigan, because honestly, Michigan embarrassed them in the game this past season. So I'm sure Ohio State is going to want to really pay them back. To me, those two will be there. Part of me thinks Georgia will be there as well. There's something to be said by winning a championship, like that experience that your team gets, especially you're bringing back Stetson Bennett, who I know is not, a five-star kid, but, when Georgia needed it, he came up big and made plays for them in that national championship game. And I also just think they're a team that's just too talented, and I just don't feel like there's any teams in the East yet that are ready to contend with Georgia. Maybe Florida, but even if they did drop that game, most likely they're still going to the SEC title game. So I would say Georgia would be my third. And my fourth one, I've actually been going back and forth with, honestly, Texas and Oklahoma. The issue I would have with Texas is, number one, they open, or their second game of the season is Alabama, who I just don't think Texas is ready for that yet. And then also, they're going to need to beat Oklahoma. Basically, Texas would have to, if they lose that second game of the season, run the table. I'm not quite sure that they are just there yet, but you know what? Forget it. I'm gonna call my shot. I'm gonna say Texas. I think Texas gets in, and I think it's going to be the typical 1 through 3 is really, really good, the elite teams, and number 4 is kind of far and away from the rest of the group. Brent Venables will be a first time head coach at Oklahoma, but he's got a lot of experience being a coach, so it'll be interesting to see how that shakes out. But I know another team that a lot of people have been talking about is Lincoln Riley at USC, and I think they will be talented. I just think running up against number 1, Utah is a very, very tough team. They close the season with Notre Dame. And then also you're talking about a Pac-12 title game that they have to get through as well. Like, I just don't see, to me, those 3 games, I wouldn't even call them toss-ups. But even if you did, you're talking about winning 3 toss-up games. Like, that's a very difficult thing to do for any team, especially, first new head coach, new staff. It's going to be a very difficult thing to do. So my 4 teams: Alabama, Ohio State, Georgia, Texas. What say you? Please like and subscribe. I appreciate it. Thanks so much. And also check us out on Wednesday, 5:30 Eastern Standard Time. Appreciate it.